Hello and welcome to another video here at Pragmatic Works. In this video, I'm going to be telling you about an exciting new feature in Power BI, and that is the TMDL view. The TMDL view gives us a powerful scripting interface for managing our semantic models within Power BI. And the cool thing about this, that sounds very complicated, but the cool thing about this is that it exposes to us capabilities never before seen in Power BI. For years, I've done live training boot camps, virtual mentoring, one-on-one sessions with customers, and I'd have to tell them, you can't do that here. You have to download this third-party tool, or even worse, you have to start over. But not anymore. If you like staying up to date with all the latest and greatest tools and technologies within Microsoft and the latest features, make sure to subscribe to our Pragmatic Works on-demand training. You can use my code today, Mitchell40, to get 40% off an annual subscription. And we are about to release a class on the TMDL view that's going to go much more in depth than this YouTube video. What I want to talk to you about today is what is the TMDL view? Why is it important? How do we enable it? And then I want to show you some really cool tips and tricks. And I have a really awesome tip that I thought about, that I put together, that's going to be great at the end. So make sure you stay until the end of this video. We're going to jump right in. The first thing that we need with the TMDL view is it's currently today in preview mode. That means we have to go into our settings, turn it on, and then we have to restart Power BI Desktop. So you'll notice in my Power BI report, I do not currently have an icon over here on the left-hand side for the TMDL view. But what we can do is go into File, we'll go down to Options and Settings, and then go into Options. And under the Preview Features, we're gonna go all the way down to the very bottom, and you'll notice right here, we have the TMDL view. I'm gonna turn on and enable TMDL view, save my changes by clicking OK, and it will let me know that it does require a restart. So I'm going to go ahead and click OK. I will close down Power BI Desktop, restart it, and I'll see you back here in just a moment. All right, this is exciting. Over on the navigation bar on the left-hand side, we now have a new icon, and that icon is representative of TMDL, stands for Tabular Model Definition Language. This is exciting because it's giving us direct access to the actual model, the definitions of the model, and allowing us to make changes. So for example, things that we could never do before, we can now create and add and change and modify perspectives right here inside of Power BI Desktop. We can work with calculation groups. We can change them and update them and create them here. We can even do something super cool. We can go from import mode to direct mode in Power BI. We would never been able to do that. You could go from DirectQuery to import, but not from import to DirectQuery. Now, this is not a feature that I've tested, so I don't know the nuances with this, if you actually change it, how it affects what you've done in the Power Query Editor, but it's pretty cool. The other thing you're going to see in just a moment as we jump in is we're going to be able to actually see our own language, our Power Query language in the TMDL view, meaning that we can change it and apply those changes in Power BI Desktop without having to go to the Power Query window. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty amazing. So let's jump in. Let me show you some cool tips and tricks to get you started quickly here. Then, like I said before, if you want to dive really deep into the TMDL view, make sure to take a look at our class at pragmaticworks.com or check out the description below. What I'm going to do first is click on the TMDL view. Once I come in here, it's going to give me some information about, hey, learn more about the TMDL view. Microsoft has some great documentation here. I would definitely encourage you to check it out, open it up, read through it, pick up some tips and tricks yourself. I'm going to go ahead and close that out. Now, when you start, you're going to get a blank screen right here, and we can actually script stuff out. I can create right here on the screen a new table, a new measure. I could create a perspective. I'll do that in a little bit to show you what that looks like. But you can write code right here from scratch. But instead of doing that, what I want to show you instead is that I can grab an object. So you have tables and you have model. And I can grab, let's say, my date table. I can drag it over and just drop it right here. And it's going to drop every piece of the scripting interface that's involved with the date table right here into my TMDL view. And I can go through here and I can make any change that I want to make. I can change data types. If you had a bunch of string data types, you wanted to change a bunch of them to integers very quickly without going through the UI, that is the powerful scripting interface that we're talking about. That is that capability. We can do that, and I'll show you that in a minute. If you go down, you'll see stuff like summarize by. I'm going to show you how to replace all of your summarize bys and turn them off. So all those ones that are auto sum, all those ones that are count that you don't want to be there, that you can't turn off. I'm going to give you some script in just a moment on how to turn all those off. That's going to be amazing. That'll be the last thing I show you. But if you go through here, you'll see every column. You'll see the names of the columns. You'll see their data types. You'll see their summarization. You'll also see, if you keep going all the way down to the bottom, you'll see your hierarchy. You'll see the different levels within your hierarchy. Then you'll see right here, the ILM code, the connection information. Imagine being able to just come right here, change the connection information without having to go anywhere else. You can see all of this information right here. Now, here's what I want you to watch out for. I know I bookmarked somebody's post on this on LinkedIn a couple of months ago. People are going to start creating really amazing scripts that are reusable. And this is going to be awesome because you're going to be able to grab their script, come in here, paste it in there, hit apply, and that table and all the work is going to be done. All the work that was done in the Power Query editor and all the work that was done in Power BI desktop, all of it combined. There's going to be some amazing and incredible scripts that are being created and reused because of this Tyndall view. But here's what I want to show you. The mode right here. Notice how it says import. You now have the ability, this is exposed to you, to change this over to DirectQuery. Again, that was never available to us in the past. You can see all of the code for your ILM query. If you want to change it, modify it, customize it right here without going back into the Power Query editor, you can. That is just another amazing feature that has been made available to us right here inside of the Tyndall view. The next thing I want to show you, and you can keep grabbing them in. So if I grab in, my customer table, I drop it in here, it'll create a new script across the bottom. And now I have my customer table here. The last thing I want to show you as far as just dragging objects in is you can come over to the model view and you'll be able to see the entire semantic model. If I drop the entire semantic model here, this will show me the entire model. All of my tables, my columns, my relationships, my perspectives, everything that is in my model is now in this scripting view and available for me to programmatically update and change right here inside of the Power BI desktop tool. We're going to change some stuff in a moment, but I just want to show you what is available within here. Now, the next thing I want to show you is pretty cool, and this is the command palette. I would definitely recommend that you take a look at the command palette and you just kind of dig through and look at all the different things that exist, like change all occurrences. One of the ones that I found that was very useful is called trim trailing white space. Imagine just running a command over an entire script and say, hey, if somebody added extra spaces in the column names, if there's extra spaces in the measures, I just want to replace all of the trim, like the trailing white space, just replace it. That's a pretty awesome feature. In fact, one of the demos that we've been doing for many years here at Pragmatic Works is a failed banks demo that we pull from the web, and it changes from time to time. And recently it did change, and every one of those columns has a trailing white space on it. How awesome would it be? I don't even have to go into the Power Query editor if I can just come in here and run a command like this. So I show you the command palette just to say, look, there's a lot of really cool stuff in here that you can do. Delete everything to the left, delete duplicate lines, trim trailing white space. Just going through here and looking through it, getting familiar with what all the different capabilities are, that would be really, really cool. So take a look at that command palette. There's a lot of features there. A feature that I always love when I'm working with any programming language, whether it's PySpark, SQL, DAX, whatever it is how do I do multi-line editing? That would have been in the command palette as well. And if I remember correctly, it's going to be Alt-Control. There you go. I can do Alt-Control, type down and say, hi, I am not working currently. Let's try it again. I might have an issue with my Alt keys on here. Let's see, Alt. It's not quite working. Let's go back over here. Let's do it inside of one where we can actually see what's happening. Oh, there it is. It's working there. So it didn't want to work on a new screen because it wasn't a new script. So that was my fault there. But I love this capability. So if we were creating an actual new script, you're typing out multiple lines, creating multiple columns, whatever it is, you can come in here and say something like column and type out those multiple lines, editing multiple lines at a single point in time. That was Alt-Control on my keyboard. So that's a really cool feature that exists, and it's in the command palette. That's how I found it. So you can leverage that capability. I want to show you two more things real quick. First of all, creating a perspective and what creating a perspective might look like. If I want to create a perspective in here, anytime you're creating a new object, it's always going to be create or replace. Then I could come in here and say, all right, I'm going to create a perspective. I'll give my perspective a name and I'll go with VW cells. So I'll call it VW cells like that. I then have to give it a perspective table. I'm creating a perspective. What is the perspective table? So where's it going to be? What is the table that I'm using? What measures am I associating with? What columns am I associating with it? What hierarchy am I associating with it, right? A pretty standard perspective. We're going to do perspective table first, and we're going to say, all right, I'm using my internet sales table. Then I'll go down and I'm going to do perspective. And you'll notice when I start typing out perspective, you do get IntelliSense. So I'm going to build out a perspective measure here, and we'll do total sales. And then I want to add another measure to my perspective. And the other measure I'm going to add here will be, I believe I have one called total cost. That looks good. And if you wanted to add some columns, some hierarchies, and really enrich this perspective and what's going to be viewable when this is exposed, you can add additional things here. And when you're done, the way that this works, and I'm going to show you another example in a minute on how to get through those summarizations, is you click apply right here. And notice over here in my semantic model, I currently have no perspectives. I don't have any. But when I click on apply, if I've written all of this correctly, which I believe I have, when I click on apply, it's going to tell me if everything ran correctly. Looks like we got it without having to look at any notes. That's great. Then I can come over here and see that I now have a perspective that can be exposed to my users that's available right there. And we did it here. We didn't have to go anywhere else. So once you learn the basics of the syntax here, it's really, really cool. There's a lot of new things here. Now, the last thing I want to show you, and this is one that's bothered me for a long time. As soon as I saw the template view, I was like, oh, I wonder if I can do this. So I'm going to show you what it is right now. I'll flip back over to my tables. I'm going to bring over the internet sales table. I'm going to drop it in here, create a new script. And if I expand the internet sales table, you're going to notice next to many of these columns, we have that little sigma symbol there. We know that that sigma symbol, when we drop it into a Power BI report visual, will automatically sum. It'll automatically aggregate, but it doesn't make sense for currency key. It doesn't make sense for due date key. And a lot of times this does happen in your dimension tables, like your date table, and then month number, day number of week, year, quarter, fiscal year. When you add them into your visuals, the results are really weird because it doesn't give you a list of years. It gives you the sum of all the years, which doesn't make a lot of sense. And so we want to turn these off, and we want to just run a tiny little bit of code in the template view to do that. And I'm going to show you how to do that right now with a replace feature. And so inside of our internet sales, if I hit Control F, I can find the discount amount right here, right? So I'll do discount amount. And when you look at discount amount, you'll notice that the summarize by feature is sum. It's summing it up. And I want to change that to none. Now I could go through here and I could just manually change each one of them to none, but no, that's not fun. We're going to make this more dynamic. So I'll copy that out and I'm going to put it right in here for find. I'm going to make sure that I'm using regular expression search here. Then I'm going to do a pipe delimiter for or, and I'm going to do summarize by. Again, this time we're going to do count. The idea here is that if it's a count, if it's a summarize by sum, or if it is a summarize by count, if either one of those are occurring, I want to replace them with summarize by none. Now, I do want to do a quick test, and I want to look through and I want to make sure that, oh, look at that, summarize by count. Looks beautiful. Just kind of making sure that everything that's in my table is being recognized correctly. And it does look like we probably have in this table somewhere around 16 results. So all of the ones that are highlighted look great. That was just a quick little verification test there because it's good to do that. And then I'm going to do expand and I'm going to tell it I want to replace it with summarize by none. Obviously you would have just typed it out, but that's what we're going to do. And I'm going to click on replace all. Instantly, they're all replaced. Now you do have to apply changes. We talked about that before. And if I click apply changes here, it will apply all of those changes. And over here on the right, you will see that immediately and instantly, those sigma symbols are removed and we have changed the default summarization on all of those to none, which is an amazing thing. As always, we hope that you enjoyed this video. Please take a moment to like and subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon so that as we release new videos on all the new cool features coming out within Power BI, within Azure, you are getting updated immediately. Thank you, and we'll see you in the next video.